as a founder, you should be networking intensely now. Like if you have an idea and you're not able to line up Zoom calls, like you kind of need to reassess your outreach plan.
So, shifting along to where we're at today, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And so for founders that are looking at fundraising right now, and it also on the investor side, I'm assuming you probably have a slight pulse on that. What are your kind of thoughts or advice for someone who's trying to fundraise right now? And similarly, what is your advice to, investors that are looking at deals?
Yeah, I mean, so we definitely are in a funding freeze, from what I can tell, and you can just jump on TechCrunch to see. But from the IPO market to D, C, B, A, C, like it's all kind of gunked up the works. You do probably have a lot more potential founders who've been jamming on ideas lately,
Hmm.
which is great, and you do have a lot of dry powder. So as a founder, you should be networking intensely now. Like if you have an idea and you're not able to line up Zoom calls, like you kind of need to reassess your outreach plan, because people are available, they're talking, and they're not traveling. So there's a lot more time in the day. So I think it is a good time to start networking and reach out to people. I'm not sure it's a great time to get checks. You are seeing larger checks because there is capital and there is pressure from funds to deploy their capital so they can get the next tranche and things like that.
Hmm.
But if there's not much visibility into the future, into whatever that liquidity event is, we're just going to be in a tough situation. We saw that 2008 to 2010, 2000 to 2002. Like we're in that kind of phase. We're in the first 3 months of a very tough funding environment for startups.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And what's interesting about all that is how uh, there's just so many mixed signals out there, right? So if you're a very first time founder and you've never raised venture capital before, and you've never started a company before, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but like your chances are going to be more difficult on raising your very first round ever
Yeah.
right now, right? Versus like if you're someone who's had multiple exits, you're very desirable because of the fact that there is going to be limited dollars. They're going to want to make it, focus on that, right? So it's it's definitely a tough time all around. But I'm a big fan of focusing on revenue, and that's one thing I always try to encourage startups to do is try to prove revenue, however big or small that revenue is, and then that in turn will also make you more attractive to an investor if that is what you're seeking, right? Some level of
Yeah.
venture capital.
Yeah. There's all these things you can do to I think of it as little experiments, right? Don't try to hit a home run. Try to incrementally say, hey, like in the next 2 weeks, how much time, how much cost do I need into this experiment, whatever that is, to learn more and to get to a decision point, right? And as you're doing a startup, you can be like, hey, how quick till we get a live MVP? Is it 12 weeks for something that kind of works and shows that? Okay, it's probably worth it to push through that and then pitch investors. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then we have to think like, okay, how much cash do we have in 6 weeks? Like, what can we accomplish for 6 weeks of pitching or something? Like think it through rigorously and incrementally so that you're giving the best bang for the buck in terms of de-risking the venture, proving the business model, proving the team, getting data like traffic data or whatever. Like think about the things that make for a compelling case and how you can get varying degrees of that information in.
Yeah.